Since the last video, I've been gone for 3 months, 5 countries, 4 different racetracks, 3 continents. It's been the busiest 3 months of my life, so let's do a recap. For those who don't know, my big focus this year is in open wheel racing, specifically at F1 Academy. I've always grown up doing off-road and obviously done a lot of rally in these past years, but I've always had a fascination with open wheel racing and Formula One. So when Williams came to me with this opportunity, there's no way I couldn't say yes. It's a kind of a lottery ticket, and I think looking down the line, if I didn't take the opportunity, I would definitely be kicking myself. Something I really enjoy is wheel-to-wheel racing, and that's something the rally doesn't have, and something that I don't know too much about. Because it's such a different type of motorsport, there's so much for me to learn, and I think that any type of motorsport can carry over to another, so I believe that all of my rally experience in off-road can help me in open wheel, and I think everything I learn in open wheel can definitely come back and help me in rally. It's been a long road to get where I am today, and just learning the car before the first F1 Academy race is so crazy how we packed it into just these 3 months. My first ever test was in Italy, but this was like the real deal. Funny enough, it was pouring rain. So not only am I learning a new car for the first time, but it was also pouring rain. I had no idea how to drive it in the dry, and now I'm just trying to drive the wet line, so it's a lot to wrap my head around and so different from anything else I've ever done. The fact that you have aero and that plays such a big role in how fast you can go through a corner and how hard you can brake. I kind of had to shut off that part of my brain related to rally and rallycross and create a whole new thing and learn a whole different type of motorsport as well as a different car. It was a crazy, stressful test, and I came away from it not knowing how I did. After that, I got a call from Williams saying that we were going to start testing for F1 Academy, so it set off this entire journey. To start off these 3 months, we traveled to England for a training camp with the Williams Driver Academy. It's very fitness forward, so working a lot on specific muscles you need to drive the car.
Go, 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 up, go, go.
Obviously, it's a lot more physical than just driving a rally car, so working on specific muscles like neck, chest, shoulders, arms and legs for braking.
Build it, build it, build it, build it, and drive, what up?
And that was a really cool first step to know what physically goes on to drive these open wheel cars. The biggest one for me was the VO2 max test, which basically you run until your failure and they test oxygen in your blood, and then the VO2 is basically like, I actually don't know what it is. Define VO2 max. It felt pretty surreal. I mean, it's a big change and it's a big commitment.
That's brilliant.
I think I was just nervous how much I had to work to be able to compete. Luna, baby, come up, come on, up, come here, up, come on. Oh, up, come here. Good girl. Look at her. She could have just sat here on my lap the entire interview. After that, we did the second F1 Academy test of the year in Jeddah. Going to a street circuit for the first time was really, really cool. It was crazy going out on track for the first time, how close you are to the walls and how actually fast the circuit is for being that narrow. It was a tough experience, but there was a lot of progression made for myself. I was definitely a lot more confident and more comfortable going into the first F1 Academy race. So I've always grown up watching F1 on TV with my dad and everything, but never been to an F1 race. So I kind of got it all in one weekend. I was racing on a Grand Prix weekend while F1 was there. It's a lot different than the test. There was a lot more people there. The track looked completely different with banners everywhere. I got to do a lot of things that weekend, not including racing. Got to do a podcast with Alex and Logan, meet with James Vowles, see the box for the first time, the F1 cars, which was super cool. Got to go down to the F2 paddock and see all that happening.
Do you think this will be your paddock one day?
One day, we'll get there. It was a really, really cool experience all around, and not to mention racing on an F1 track. Going into the weekend, I was fresh off of the last Spanish Winter Series race, and I had already tested there in Jeddah, so going out for free practice was super comfortable for me since I had already known the track, and I got to get up to speed super quick. I ended up P3 in free practice against all these girls who have way more experience than me, so that was definitely a confidence booster going into qualifying.
Next up, Formula One Academy. That's you. Are you so excited?
Lia Block, Williams Academy colours, making her way through to the exit of turn 17, and that was very gravel rally for Lia Block through the exit.
Qualifying was a little bit unfortunate. There was some track limits that weren't discussed, and unfortunately 2 of my fastest laps didn't count, so ended 7th and 13th for the qualifyings. Thank you. So there was a lot to take away from the first race weekend, and I definitely learned a lot. But most importantly, I had a lot of fun. The track was super cool. The atmosphere was amazing. And at the end of the day, I got to watch the F1 race, which was super, super cool for me. Honestly, I just want a redo of that weekend because I know it could have been a lot better, but that's why we're just looking forward to Miami, and I'm just excited to get in the car as soon as possible.
I'm Superwoman, you're Superman. Where's your scale? It's in here.
6 more race weekends, 12 more races. Miami's up next. Home race. I'm super excited for that. So obviously my main priority this year is F1 Academy and open wheel racing, but of course I'm gonna try to do some rallies this year. And of course some fun adventures at home. Don't forget to subscribe because we got a lot more fun stuff going on this year. Not just with me, but with the whole fam. So that's where everything lives on this YouTube channel. Thanks for watching, see you next time.
Safety.
That's a wrap.